Something happened this week that I never thought would happen after my divorce, but I am so glad it did. Welcome to my colorful life after a gray divorce. My name's Regan, also known as the Easy Ex-Wife, and on this channel, we talk all about divorce and dating, living in New York City, and living your best life after the age of 50. After everything ended, I assumed a lot of relationships would just quietly fade away. It's not just the marriage that changes, it's the family dynamics, the comfort zones, the people caught in the middle. But this week, out of the blue, my brother-in-law reached out. No agenda, no awkwardness, just a message saying, hey, I'm gonna be in the city for work this week. Do you wanna meet up? A really nice guy with an accent just tapped me on the shoulder and said, is this your bag? It's my giant bag to go to Whole Foods. And it's really windy here, as you can probably see. And it had blown I don't know, probably 20 feet away. Anyway, it was cute and nice with an accent. People are nice. New Yorkers are nice. Don't believe what anyone tells you about people living in New York. Okay, so back to my story. We sat down, we had a few drinks, definitely started laughing right off the bat. We ended up sharing a really good meal, and honestly, it felt really good. Familiar, but in a new way. Not as in-laws, but as people who still care deeply about each other. It reminded me that not every time has to break when a chapter closes. Sometimes the good ones just change shape. Turn the camera because of the way the wind was blowing, but I'm not sure this is much better. But I wanted to go on with my story. I had mentioned in a previous video, probably one of my very first videos, that my ex and I may have divorced sooner if we didn't love each other's families so much. I think that was the thing that kept me fighting so hard. I love his family. I love he's Italian and comes from a very large family, and I love each and every one of them. You know, especially his immediate family. I was very close to his parents, and he has a sister, and she's married, so her husband and their kids, and then he has a brother and a wife that I adore, and their kids that I truly love. And he was very close to my family. When my dad passed, it was really hard on him, and he was very close with my mom. They used to play tennis together, and he was very close with both my brothers, especially one of them. So the breakup was, I think when you're that close to the family, it makes the breakup just that much more difficult. And when we did finally announce the divorce, his brother was the first one to reach out. And it was a note from him and his wife just saying, we love you, you will always be family, we want to stay close, we want you to be involved in the kids' lives. And it really was just such a sweet note, and it made my heart explode because it just made me so happy, because I didn't want to divorce his family as well. So, but it's tricky because you don't know how often to be reaching out. We sent friendly texts here and there, but I hadn't seen them in a long time. So this week, when he reached out, it just made my day. I was a little nervous, even though we were so close, but I knew that once I saw him, those butterflies would just fly away. And it's exactly what happened. We met up at Bryant Park. It was a beautiful, beautiful day. And we met up around 5 o'clock. It was about a happy hour. So we sat down, ordered a drink, and we were laughing about something really stupid right off the bat. And it was just really, really comforting. And we ended up having dinner, and we were there for 3.5 hours before he had to catch his train back to Philadelphia. So it was so great. I'm so glad we met up. And, I went into it thinking, I'm not going to bring up his brother, the one I divorced from. I'm just going to go in there as the easy ex-wife, which I did. And I think that was a really good plan because, the conversation flowed really easily and we had just a really, really great time catching up. And we didn't just talk about family, we hit all kinds of topics. And one of the topics we did hit was, I said, I felt bad that I had not reached out to his parents, but I was waiting for my ex to reach out to my mom first. And I'm not sure why I was doing that, maybe just not to rock the boat with my ex at all. And what his brother said to me was, if you want to reach out to my parents, reach out to my parents. Like, you should definitely do that. And he had asked, if my ex had contacted my brothers, and I said no, but when my brother Rob was here, he said, oh, I'm going to call your ex. I'm purposely not saying his name, I'm just calling him X. And so, and his brother said to me, well, if Rob wants to call him, he should call him. And maybe just because he doesn't want to make the initial call, maybe he's just nervous. So I thought that was really great advice. Like, if I want to talk to someone in his family, I shouldn't have to get the green light from my ex. And if my family members want to reach out to him because they miss him, they should. And then the only thing that I did say, and this was after a couple margaritas, I don't think this was a bad thing to say, but when we were saying our goodbyes, or I knew that we were going to start saying goodbye soon, I said, I really miss your brother and I miss the family unit. And I felt myself tearing up a little bit, so I bit my lip and I didn't cry, but he probably saw that my eyes were a little watery. And he said, I completely understand. We really miss you. And let me make this clear. It has really come to my attention probably in the last, month or two, that I really don't want to get back together with him. If I'm being honest, I wanted to for a long time, and now I don't. And it feels so good to be at peace with myself, at peace with my new home, and at peace with the growth that I'm seeing. And it's really an exciting time for me. And I feel like if we got back together, I'd be taking steps back. And so, I didn't say I missed him that way, and I don't think he took it that way, but I did ask myself walking home, like, is he gonna mention this to him? And they are very close, they're like best friends, and I mentioned it to my friend, one of my guy friends, and he said, hell yeah, he's gonna tell him that. And I feel no shame. I'm proud of myself for saying it. It's how I felt in the moment, and I don't think my ex will take it the wrong way. So what do you guys think? Couple questions for you. Have you stayed close with your ex's family? And yeah, I guess that's my only question, because I feel really comfortable with what I said at the end of the night. But that's my question for you. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm kind of cold. I'm gonna go shopping in Whole Foods. Oh, I'll show you my outfit first, and then I'll go shopping in Whole Foods. Again, not embarrassed to be doing this in public. All right, so I've got on, these are Pilcrow jeans. They're really cute with the button fly. These are from Anthropologie. Might have been Nordstrom, but I think Anthropologie. And this, I have this cute little flannel shirt that's meant to be worn just hanging open or hanging down. This is definitely from Anthropologie. This blazer I have probably had for 10 years. A blazer never goes out of style. This is definitely from Nordstrom. I remember buying it. It's so cozy and comfortable. This sweater I have draped over, this is from J. Crew. And then my boots, let me back up. I don't know if you can see them. They kind of look like they're from the 1800s, but they are the most comfortable boots I have ever had. Well, not ever, but they're very comfortable boots. They're great for walking. I remember I bought them 2 years ago. They were pricey, but worth it for the comfort. I don't always love to just wear sneakers when I'm in New York, and especially when, I'm gonna lower this down so you can really see them. You know, especially in the fall, in the winter, I love to have a boot on. I think it just like elevates the outfit. Oh my God, okay, yeah, they definitely do look like they're from the, they definitely do look like they're from the 1800s, but I love them. They look great with jeans. They look great with skirts, dresses. I wear them all the time. Anyway, let me know what you think about boots. Thanks so much for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you. I love you, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Oh, my sunglasses, they're kind of part of the outfit. I mean, they're definitely part of the outfit. These are my favorite sunnies. These are from, oh my God, I gotta look at the box. Oh, they're from Key, but I don't know if you've ever seen them. It looks like Quay, Q-U-A-Y, but it's pronounced Key. And I love these glasses. All right, you guys, bye. Bye, 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 bye. So here's to healing, reconnecting, and being open to the unexpected, even when it comes from the past.